Here on the prairie, our version of a skyrise is a silo next to a barn.
So imagine the fear of a South Dakota farm boy caught on the World Trade Center's 43rd floor during the attacks.
After nearly a week in Washington, D.C., following the anthrax scare in Senator Tom Daschle's office, Vernon Brown made a trip to New York City to meet with KELOLAND natives affected by the attack.
Darrin Olinger's story is tonight's Eye on KELOLAND.
Darrin Olinger has lived the New York City life for 8 years. Never quite comfortable with it, the Salem native adapted and even enjoyed his commute to his World Trade Center office until September 11th.
One day you're standing in business attire, drinking a coffee, and the next moment you're fearing for your life.
Olinger works for a Japanese bank, now temporarily housed in this midtown Manhattan skyscraper close to Times Square. As he works to help restore the bank's business, his former office is never far from thought. After stopping by his 48th floor desk in Tower 1 at 8:25 on September 11th, he and a colleague went down to the 43rd floor for a cup of coffee.
There's this immense thud.
It is a surreal and devastating scene over here.
I feel a rock to the south and rock back to the north, and a couple times in both directions to center itself.
A catastrophe on the tip of Manhattan.
And as I was looking south, I could see this debris and smoke coming down the side of the building.
The loss of life will be high.
There was no announcements, no alarms of any kind. It was pretty much instinctive that we had to head to the fire escapes.
It took him 20 minutes to get down the crowded fire escapes.
I had a little bit of an uncomfortable moment. On the stairs, I could smell jet fuel, and I could smell smoke.
Never knowing the nation was under attack, he tried to comprehend the grisly scene once he got out.
You could see those poor people caught above the fire and the smoke, flailing themselves, trying to get fresh air.
And then it turned tragic.
And I saw some of the people jumping down, and it's really, words aren't adequate.
Olinger left the scene heading home by foot, delayed by just one important stop.
Stopped at my church, so I wanted to say some prayers for the victims.
It is not easy getting to see Ground Zero. The streets are all blocked off. The sidewalks are full of people trying to see it. And it's not easy for Darrin Olinger to see it either, but that's for a different reason.
I have not yet been back to the site, to the World Trade Center site. I'm sure I'll go eventually, but it's left such a gap in the skyline. It's painful to look at from a distance.
As the nation tries to cope through makeshift tributes on walls, or by coming in masses to see Ground Zero for themselves, Olinger knows he has painful days ahead. The attack not only shattered the buildings, but his comfort. That hasn't sunk in.
Not entirely, no. It has not yet sunk in entirely.
Like the cranes that pull away rubble one piece at a time, Olinger handles what he can one day at a time. With Eye on KELOLAND, I'm Vernon Brown.
Boy, Olinger never actually saw the towers come down. He was inside the hotel lobby, trying to contact loved ones.
And he has no plans to leave the city, at least not now. He likes his job, but admits that he longs for South Dakota at times.
Well, football's biggest hits are lined up and ready to roll. It's helmets and headaches.
Plus, we hit the hardwood spotlighting girls basketball. Travis Fossing is in next.